Mr. Parkinson admitted that on November 20th, 2017, he, along with co-defendant Lana Lair, had an agreement to rob Chad Kanata of heroin. And during the commission of that robbery, they stabbed him multiple times, causing his death. Their actions on that day and the agreement that they had that day showed that they acted with malice. That is, a hardness of heart and a wickedness and an extreme indifference to the value of human life.
So this case is another example of how tragic the heroin epidemic, the effects of that epidemic on our community. In this case, it shows that the epidemic can also yield a tragedy in crimes of violence. In this case, the Chad Kanata, our victim in this case, lost his life as a result of being stabbed several times by the defendants in this case, very brutally. And his life ended tragically, and his parents have now lost their only son as a result of this case. And the heroin epidemic affects each and every one of us in our community.
Well, from the outset, Carl, he knew that what he did was wrong, and he was very remorseful for his actions. He never intended for Mr. Kanata to be injured, let alone killed. Unfortunately, as with many cases with drug addictions being the undercurrent of the charges, he kind of found himself in a situation where he needed to get the drugs, but he didn't have the money to pay for the drugs. He thought he was just going to take them and run. When the victim put up some resistance, things got out of control and spiraled pretty quickly into the situation that led to Mr. Kanata's death. He wanted to take responsibility for what he had done and accept the consequences for his actions. So when the DA was willing to offer a negotiated plea, he was more than willing to accept it.
This is Carl Hessler Jr. reporting for Digital First Media from the Montgomery County Courthouse in Norristown.